Hey everyone, Jason Franks with Games for Gaijin, back again here to review another game from Asia. Apologies for missing the past few Monday videos. Definitely on me, been super busy. My wife and I actually just hiked Mount Fuji yesterday, which was incredibly difficult and incredibly trying. So please do your research if you ever intend to hike Mount Fuji. It is not for the faint of heart, mind, or body. But it was a great experience, had a wonderful time. Well, not really. It was super hard. But let's get back to board games. And finally, I'm getting to one of the games I picked up in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. We're going to be looking at Vagrant Dash today from Hard Knocks Creatives Publishing and designer HS Law. This is a two-player competitive board game that mashes up Command and Conquer style gameplay with a chess type mechanic. So let's open up the box and take a look at one of the most fun two players I've played in a while. All right, so here's what comes in Vagrant Dash. You have the game board, you have units for the red and blue team, which include 5 scouts, 2 tanks, 2 missile launchers, 2 aircraft, and 1 commander. The way you win Vagrant Dash is one of 2 ways. You either kill the opposing team's commander, or at the end of 20 rounds, you control the majority of the cities by having a unit on one of these 3 hexes. So if you can hold 2 of those by the end of round 20, that's a win condition. If you kill the other team's commander, that's another win condition. Your turns are pretty simple. You get 2 actions. First, you can move or attack with one of your units, and then you can play a card. So each player starts with a hand of 3 cards that do a variety of things like bombardment. You can pelt 1 target space, scan area. You can draw 2 tiles to fill out the fog of war. EMP pulse, you can disable a unit. Each deck has an identical selection of cards, and no card is ever repeated. So I think there's about, 3, 6, 9, there's 12 cards in each deck, so 12 unique abilities. So the game starts off, everybody's units are arranged the same, much like chess. You get to fill in the first row of Fog of War tiles by pulling tiles out of the bag and placing them any way you want. There's 6 types of terrain, which are very efficiently explained in this English rulebook. We have Fog of War spaces, plains, which are just standard tiles, rough, which you can move into but immediately end your movement, water, which only aircraft can cross, mountain, which only aircraft can cross and cannot be shot through, and then the city tiles that we mentioned. So on your turn, early in the game, essentially what you're going to be doing is using your Scout's special ability to reveal 3 Fog of War spaces. So you can't move into Fog of War, you need to scan the area first. So I may move my Scout like that. I have 2 spaces adjacent, so I can pull 2 tiles from the bag, look at them, and place them any way I want. So I got a plain space and I got a rough terrain space. Then on my next turn, let's say blue moved their scout there and revealed 2 tiles like so, mountain and plains. On red's next turn, I could move this scout 1, 2, and now I have 3 spaces adjacent. I can scan up to 3 spaces. So I'll pull 3 tiles from the bag. I got another rough terrain, a plains, and another rough terrain like so. And you can place them in any pattern that you desire. You get to look at all the tiles before you fill in the Fog of War. You have a nice little legend here that tells you how far each of your units moves. So Scout moves 3, Tank and Missile Launcher move 2, your aircraft move 4, but only in a straight line, and your commander moves 4. It also tells you how they attack. So Scouts attack like pawns, or really any piece in chess, in that if you move into a tile with an opponent's piece, you immediately destroy it. Tanks, instead of moving, can fire up to 3 spaces away. Missile launchers can fire an infinite number of spaces away in a straight line. Your aircraft can move up to 4 spaces, but only in a straight line, and kill any unit they come into contact with. And then your commander cannot attack at all. And then you see there's some special features. So scouts can scan the area, tanks and missile launchers can fire from range, aircraft are the only ones that can move through mountains, and then your commander is your victory condition, essentially. So that's really the extent of the game. You're going to continue to move your units, scan areas, try to take control of the cities, and wipe out your players' pieces. Remember, you get to move or shoot, and then if you choose, play a card. Anytime you move into a city space, you get to draw another card. That's the only way to get more cards in this game. So these 3 city spaces become high competition spaces and where most of the conflict occurs on the board. The other really unique aspect of Vagrant Dash is the correct positioning of your pieces. Not only can you not shoot through your own pieces, but you also cannot move through them. So moving your pieces in the right order, moving pieces out of the way to open up lines of fire, all of that requires a lot of forethought to effectively action your enemy, take control of the cities, and win in only 20 turns. And let me tell you, those 20 turns go quick. My friend and I played a few games of this, and each game probably only took us about 20 minutes. So this is a fast-playing, tactical, chess-like 2-player game with a really fun fog of war mechanic and a lot of strategy in how you move and attack with your different types of units. All right, everyone, so that was Vagrant Dash. Absolutely some of the most personality I've seen in a board game in a long time. And for those of you out there like me that love 2-player games, this one needs to be on your shelf. I'm going to keep updating the description block of this video with details for how to order this game. Law has just finished his first batch of pre-orders for distribution and is currently working on the second set. I haven't seen the final figurines yet, but I know they're going to be absolutely gorgeous. And this game is just a ton of fun if you were a fan of RTS games in the late 90s, early 2000s like me, or if you just want another wonderful 2-player game for your collection. I'm definitely going to be reviewing the other games I picked up in Malaysia, but I think this was a great way to kick off exposure to a country in Asia that doesn't get a whole lot of publicity for making board games. So I hope the rest of you are also interested in checking out Vagrant Dash. With that, I'll see you guys next time. This is Jason Franks with Games for Gaijin.